Oh, wow. Yep. I knew I should have maybe fixed my hair. What's up, YouTube? All right, let me back up just a little bit. I feel like I'm in your face. Oh, gosh. Okay, hold on. Okay, excuse the hair, the messy, everything. It's been a long day. Happy hump day, guys. I hope you're having a good Wednesday. I wanted to jump on this live and just do a quick hello to everybody. I know that we're in quarter 3 for most of my accountant and bookkeeper friends out there. For those of you that aren't, hi, and I hope that you are considering becoming a bookkeeper. So if you are, this would be our quarter 3. So well wishes to all of you and cheers, because it is very busy time of the year. Especially it being before year end. So Q3 tends to be where I pick up most of my clients, believe it or not. So after conversing with one of my students who had questions about me doing more client consultations, I figured why not jump on here and do kind of a live Q&A before I drop a video, because it turned out really well last time when I went over bookkeeping for 2020, so I figured I'd do it today. So feel free to jump in and put some comments in. Let me figure out how to do this. Hold on. Where are the chats? Okay, if you're in here, say hi. Let me know, you guys, where you're coming from. And if there are any bookkeepers right now watching the live, hi. Let me know you're here and where you guys are watching from. Of course, if you don't know, I'm in Arizona, so it's a beautiful hot fall. I don't even know what temperature it is outside. But all right, I will try to make sure. There we go. From Massachusetts. Oh, wow. Hi. I wonder how cold it is up there. Probably lovely. Arizona doesn't get much colder than, I don't know, good gravy. I don't know how cold it gets. It doesn't get cold till like January or February, so we get a warm Christmas. Washington. Hey, what's up? Oh, okay, hold on. The chats always go away. I'll figure this out. I promise. Okay. All right, we've already got questions. What's up, Los Angeles? And Idaho, what up? Okay, and Brittany's just getting started as a bookkeeper. That's awesome, Brittany. Congratulations. And we've got Texas in the house. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna kind of start talking about my topic real quick, and then I'm gonna go back for these questions. So for all of you that are struggling, or you guys have questions for me that are even just kind of off topic, definitely I want to get to them. But I wanted to kind of at least give this YouTube live a topic. So bear with me. I promise I'll get to them. And I'm so sorry. I look so frazzled. I do this to myself all the time when I'm messing with my hair and I'm working too much. So I apologize. Anyway, talking about client consultations. Now, as I had mentioned, this is the time of the season where I get most of my clients. Because it's the end of the year, in quarter 3, which is October, November, December, I'm able to sit down with clients and really try to identify their needs. So the first thing I do, we're going to reach out to clients. We're reaching out to clients, and getting clients is a whole different topic. So we'll just dive right into the conversations that we have with our client consultations. So when I'm sitting with the client, it's most likely going to be just a quick review, a quick maybe 30-minute, 45-minute consultation. And what I'm going over I'm looking over their books, right? And most of the time, if they don't grant me access, they don't have to grant me access to their QuickBooks accounts. Some people don't feel comfortable doing that, which is okay. I'll ask them to bring me or email me a copy of their balance sheet, their profit and loss sheet, and sometimes their cash flow statements. But I usually just go off of the first two, the balance sheet and profit and loss. Profit and loss is also considered or known as the income statement. And what we do is we sit down, we take a look at the balance sheet first, and the balance sheet is incredibly detailed look into what kind of health that company's books are in. So what you want to do is you want to go line by line. And it also doesn't hurt to have them bring their last 2 months of, let's say, bank statements or credit card statements, anything that they have joined into or linked to QuickBooks. So ask them to bring their balance sheet, the profit and loss statement, and their last 2 months of their their bank statements, okay, from their banks. If they've got a hard copy, cool. If not, have them just print out something, because we need something to diagnose what it is we are going to be able to help them with and possibly upsell ourselves. So when I ask them to bring all 3 of those, I start with the bank statement, the balance sheet, and the bank statement. And what you want to do is, I have like a quick 15-minute, maybe 20-minute like review that I do. I have it like on a spreadsheet. So if you're interested in getting the review, leave me a comment down below or email me at hello@bookkeeperbootcamp.com and ask me for that review. Again, hello@bookkeeperbootcamp.com, and I'll email it to you. Otherwise, I don't know, maybe I'll do another video on this. Anyway, going through the balance sheet, you want to go line by line, starting with, you know, the bank. Here's just like the big clue. Does their bank amount on the balance sheet match last month's bank statement? Oh gosh, that was a long one. So I guess what you also want to clarify with them is that you want to see the last month's balance sheet and profit and loss, and then you want to see the previous month's, the month prior to last month's bank statement and profit and loss. So you want to see the month, not just year to date. You want to see the month, because if the balance sheet bank statement, balance sheet amount for the bank and the actual bank statement, because they're 2 different documents, if they don't match, that's just a key right there that you're going to have a cleanup. So anyway, you're going to go through them and you're going to go line by line. It is important that when you do this and when you sit down with your clients, you already have to have kind of the knowledge going into this, right? So if you're beginning, let me know, you know, some of your concerns, because I know that beginners have kind of a hard time with that. Maybe you might not feel comfortable, but going through the balance sheet line by line, making sure the bank statement and the balance sheet banking amount match, that's a key. You're also just going line by line, making sure that each category makes sense and they're all, you know, the numbers look right. It's a quick diagnostic, and I guess it's based on how quick you can go, of course, right? So you also want to take a look at anything that's uncategorized or undeposited, things like that. That's a red flag for cleanups, because essentially what you're looking for is you're looking for bookkeeping cleanup and bookkeeping maintenance. The reason why bookkeeping cleanup is important at this time of the year is because this year is about to wrap up, and they want to get ahead of the game before tax season happens. Because what happens is next year in the beginning of the year, so from Q3, October, November, December, all the way to Q1, mainly January and February, this is when businesses are like, oh my gosh, where's my pay, you know, are my books right? I've got to get all of this to my CPA. So this is where bookkeepers, we come in handy, because that's our job, bookkeeping cleanup. So sitting down, going through those documents, really, really important, because that gives you an idea. And also, I think it's not just, you know, the knowledge and what you know, because you want to talk about and sell what you know. And you also want to be confident. If you're not confident, you're going to stutter, you're going to freeze up, you're not going to know what you're talking about. So take a list with you. Take a list of what you're going to talk about with your client. That way you feel confident in knowing what you know. And for those of you that have been a part of bookkeeping, just more, you know, you're more new to it, you know, you might want to practice with friends or family members, preferably if they are entrepreneurs or if they have businesses. You know, you want to start talking the lingo, because some of you might not be confident in what you're saying to your new possible client. So you want to start practicing, because if you don't practice and you don't do it, you'll never know what it's like in your head. It's just not going to happen. I mean, that's just the bottom line, right? For singers, if singers want to sing and perform, they have to practice. Otherwise, they can say the notes in their head, but when it comes out, is it really going to be what they wanted? So that's a really good thing to do, is practice, practice, practice. If you don't have anyone to practice with, practice in the mirror. Record yourself. Do your best to find a way to practice to say it out loud. So that way you gain the confidence in talking to your clients about what you know and about the packages you have, because obviously you might already have like service packages or ideas about what it is they need. So just going and being confident, sometimes it's all the same, so you tend to get more practice as you're talking. Even in an email, you guys will get more practice as you keep doing it. So sell what you know. Gosh, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. It just died on me. So I hope that you guys are still following me. Hold on, there we go. Oh my gosh, I don't know what happened. So I said be confident, I think. Sell what you know. That's where I left off. Oh my God. Sell what you know. I feel like my camera's just really tall and I keep tiptoeing. Whatever. Sell what you know, be confident, and practice, practice, practice. Have your friends ask you organic questions as if it's them that are, it's like you're talking about their business. Even if you guys have to role play, like actors have to role play. That's the key to building that confidence. And knowing the knowledge, if you're brand new to bookkeeping and you're not sure what you know, you need to start with, and you don't have any clients, right? So I'm just talking to those of you that don't. Write down a list and start building your service list, your service packages, or just services in general that you want to offer. So that way you know what you're going to offer them and what you can do. And if they start talking about other things like taxes or things that you're not totally sure of, another great thing to do is have a CPA in your back pocket. Meaning that reach out to a CPA and talk to them about partnering up for your clients. You don't want them to steal your clients, but you want to be able to go to them and be the meeting point for your clients. So like you are going to facilitate doing the taxes and cleaning up the books for the CPA, and all you're doing is submitting it to the CPA, things like that. I work with taxanista.com. Her name is Angela. Awesome. She does taxes and CPA services in all 50 states. So if you're interested in her information, shoot me an email. I can recommend her. Her team and her CPA firm are awesome and they're easy to work with. So shoot me an email at hello@bookkeeperbootcamp.com. Again, hello@bookkeeperbootcamp.com. And I'll forward you over Angela's information. So that no matter what state you're in, Alaska, Hawaii, Montana, you guys have a CPA that can work with you and that will know what you'll need. Because that is really important to have, us being not certified public accountants. We want to be able to, we speak the lingo that CPAs speak. So that is another selling point, which leads me to my next topic. Have selling points, okay? If you need to shop around and figure out what selling points you need, go to, Google, start doing like actual research. Google bookkeeping services in Las Vegas, Nevada, if you're in Las Vegas, and see what kind of services, other people are offering. Shop your competition, because they might actually be great resources. So you guys might not even be competition. You could reach out and maybe become, you guys can start working together. I can't think of the word that I use for that. Colleagues. So I have a lot of bookkeeper colleagues that, okay, yeah, we do the same thing, but sometimes they can't take on a certain client and they might not know how to do something, or vice versa. I might not be able to take on the clients, and then I just kind of, introduce them to my colleagues that I work with that can offer the same thing and that might have more bandwidth or capacity to take on this new client. So let's wrap it up real quick so I can get to your questions. Let's see. So we talked about being confident, talk about and sell your knowledge. Talk about what you know. The two things that are going to be big in consultations are going to be bookkeeping cleanup and bookkeeping maintenance. Most of the time they go hand in hand. So that's how you can maintain that client's interest. You're going to clean up their books, so you're going to already have knowledge about the cleanup and more familiarity with their books, and then you'll be able to offer a maintenance fee for whatever else they might need you to do to move forward. So you should be able to build that trust with the client. And then practice speaking about your consultations with your friends, with your family, with small business owners that you might know. Really reach out, whether it's going to be on Zoom, because a lot of them are on Zoom these days, by email, or just in person. You have to be able to sell yourself, especially if you're a freelance bookkeeper like myself. I don't have a sales team. People aren't, it's bookkeeping services are everywhere, right? We have competition everywhere. We have to make sure that we can connect with our clients and that we can relate to them and they can relate to us. We have to show them that we're real people and we know what we're doing and that we have backup, which is that other point, get a CPA friend that you can work with. So reach out to CPAs. I believe I covered most of my topics. I'm going to go into the comments here and let me see if I've got any questions. Now is the time for Q&A. All right, so I've got one from S. Beery. She'd like to know how I am pricing my customers. Is it on number of transactions or sales? No, I don't do it on transactions or sales. What I'm looking at is volume of work that I have to do. So most of the time I do with my experience and my knowledge, I'm able to do fixed pricing. So I'm able to quickly diagnose and analyze their books and then offer a fixed price. And what I normally do is I tell them that I need 50% down payment, and then I give them a timeline, like how long it might take. And this does come with a lot of experience because I need to know how long it might take me to clean up their books or do what a project, or even if it's maintaining, each one's going to be different. But I go with fixed pricing so that way I can work at my leisure. And that meaning that if I get it done in an hour, I don't want to penalize myself hourly and say I'm just going to throw a number out there, $35 an hour, right? But we're so good and we're so knowledgeable and we have the experience that it takes us an hour to do, say, a reconciliation and some other things or whatever it is on our plate for the day. I don't want to penalize myself for knowing how to do it quickly, and meaning like I'm not going to be like $35 for all the knowledge that I know. Yeah, it took me it took me an hour, but all the knowledge that I know didn't take me an hour to learn. I've got all this experience. Those of you that went to school, you guys have taken webinars, classes, things like that. You have to take that knowledge into consideration. So I normally don't charge hourly. I might if it's project oriented and that's what the case is, because each client's always going to be different, right? Just it's at least slightly different. So I go with fixed pricing and don't usually go off of transactions or sales. But I do check out, you kind of have to see the volume of work that you're going to do. If it's like $1 million company and they're not taking in so much money daily, there's not as much transactions, sure, the maintenance level might be lower, but say they didn't clean their books for like 2 years. I have to charge them for that, and I don't want to penalize myself. But maybe the maintenance might be a little bit cheaper. And considering say you're working for a company like a third party that works with Intel and their construction, so they are putting through like $100 million a year or something, I don't know, $100 million every quarter is what they're pushing through. So you are consistently doing much more work. So yes, price think about that price and price consistently, accurately, something like that. I don't know. We'll see. I need to sip my drink. My goodness, it's been a long day. So those of you that just got done with work or you're finishing up with work, cheers to you, because work is tough sometimes. Okay, hold on. Let me check. Any other questions out there? I've got one from SB. Do you use number for your chart of accounts? if I am creating a new account or creating a new account for a client that's just starting with QuickBooks, then yes, I like to use numbers. But if the client doesn't already have numbers, I don't necessarily, I mean, I want to use numbers. That's what I like. But if they're not open to doing that and they have just too many things on their chart of accounts, then, you know, it just depends. But I prefer to use numbers. And I know that accountants, when you're working with your CPAs, numbers really do help. Because, for instance, for those of you that don't know numbers, you know, use the numbers thing, how it comes in handy is that when you have something like that's an expense versus a sale, but they have the same terminology, or like revenue, and then something maybe on the AP expense side, they might have the same terminology. So you want to distinguish which one it is by using the numbers, like the expenses. Oh gosh, I can't think off the top of my head. I'm just gonna throw numbers out there. Expenses are like 600,000. I'm talking 600, 00, 600,000, and then you do little micro subcategories. So 600, 5,000, you know, whatever. You just start breaking them down. And then versus the revenue side of things, that might be in the 200,000s. So when you see the number 200,000s, that's in the revenue. And then you see 600,000s, that's in the expenses. So that comes in really handy. And I think it makes it easier. Okay, hold on. SB also asks, do you have any nonprofit clients? If so, do you have to deal with direct and indirect costs? The reason I'm asking is that they need me to explain it. I'm not familiar with indirect or direct costs. No, unfortunately, I don't have any nonprofit clients. I did help set up a nonprofit and provide, you know, the numbers that they needed, but I don't maintain any nonprofits. I might be able to get you in contact with my CPA friend, Angela, and taxinista.com. That's what she uses. So shoot me an email, SB, hello@bookkeeperbootcamp.com, and I'll be more than happy to refer you on over. All right, I want to make sure that I don't take up too much of your guys' time, and I look like a hot mess. So maybe I might want to go jump in the shower or something. I don't know. It's been a long day. Okay, so listen. I'm gonna butcher it. I'm sorry if I do. I think is it Azaya? Azaya. Oh, Azaya Hall. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. Any advice on how to start marketing for bookkeeping during the fourth quarter? And then also, how do you niche down? Fourth quarter marketing. Let me see. On how to start marketing. Well, if you're not already marketing yourself, definitely one of my biggest things that I've used was QuickBooks. Facebook. Getting into Facebook entrepreneur groups, things like that. Even like getting a hold of like here we have the New Times magazines, things like that. If your budget can't afford paid advertisements, start utilizing some of those. But the key is building your email list, because you want to be able to reach out to them. I use ConvertKit personally, but before when I started with no budget, I used Google Forms. I will be doing a video on that here shortly, because I know that is something that can also collect emails for you guys. And the reason why you want to collect the emails for when you're marketing is so that you guys don't lose those contacts and you start to build those contacts. Also, if your budget, allows it, maybe do some mentoring with social media marketers. I don't have the luxury of doing that, so I've done like studying with, just YouTubing on social media marketing, really engaging, being consistent on being on my personal personal Facebook page, like my own personal one. I use that to help reach out to friends and family. I jump on YouTube, Facebook groups. I don't know why I can't say Facebook today. Gosh, Facebook groups and posting it out there, because I want my friends and my family to look at, like, anytime they think books, bookkeeping, numbers, things like, I want them to remember me. I want them to think of my name, so it's easy to jump out there. Also, BNI networks, social networks like that, totally useful. I've been a part of I was invited to a BNI network a couple times. I never fully went through with it, but I made great contacts. And I might, if I can afford it, next year, try to jump into one. So BNI networks are really cool. And niches. You said niche down, I think. Also, do you niche down? Yes, I've niched down. And if you're just starting, maybe niche down to like 3 at max. But you don't want to be a general practitioner, because it's not as helpful. You want to be the expert in your field. But in my opinion, I think that with bookkeeping, the more knowledge you can, and the more training you can do, and not training, I guess, the more hands-on things that you guys can do with different styles of clients and start to learn that industry. You might learn that maybe you don't want to do the restaurant industry and you want to do, say, real estate industry, specializing. Oh, this is another one. When you specialize, so this is actually a good topic, you can specialize in stuff like sales tax, e-commerce, or inventory. So if you were to specialize in something like sales tax, you might get different variations of industries, but knowing about sales tax in general can be like your special niche. So it could be a niche like that where it's not industry specific, but it might be like service specific. Hope that makes sense. I'm gonna take another sip of this. For those of you that don't know, I like whiskey on the rocks because I want to get straight to the point after a long day like this. Chitty says, I just registered my business. Do you have any spreadsheets for cleanup review monthly? Yes, I do. Chitty, if you want to email me at hello@bookkeeperbootcamp.com, shoot me an email and I'll send over my cleanup review for free. Giovanni, are you still selling your courses? Last I checked. Yes, Giovanni, I'm still selling the courses. Go to, oh goodness. I can't think of it right now because I'm using my phone for the live and not near my computer. Giovanni, shoot me an email. Actually, let me see. If you go to my website, it's up and it's under Bootcamp. And I have the beginner version and I also have now the intermediate version. For those of you that already have some bookkeeping knowledge, I have a bookkeeping bootcamp coming up October 24th and 25th on the weekend. I did offer my last one during the week, but some things came up. So it's better that I've heard from a lot of requests that it's better if I do it on the weekend for those of you that, have a full-time job or you guys already have commitments. So October 24th and 25th is the next boot camp. So let's see. I will just put that in there. I don't know how I can type. I'm not good at this, live. But yes, Giovanni, hit me up at hello@bookkeeperbootcamp.com and I will send you some information. Otherwise, I will try to get back to this live chat and reply to you. Okay? Let's see. Melanie wants to know, what information do you need from the potential client after the interview in order to give them an estimate, and how do you determine the estimate? I went over this in the beginning, but we'll go ahead and cover it. I request their last month and previous month's bank statement and the last month's and previous month's balance sheets and profit and loss sheets. I do that to go over quickly, what it is that they might have issues with, problems with, things that I can identify with them. And I have a checklist. Hit up my email, like I mentioned, hello@bookkeeperbootcamp.com, and I can send you my checklist review so that you guys can talk to your clients with a little more confidence and kind of use the checklist that I use when I talk to my clients. Because I like it to be quick, and unless I'm doing a paid diagnostic, and I'm comfortable with that, and they're comfortable with paying me, then I can dive deeper into it. But if they can't do a paid diagnostic, then I have them provide those documents for me so I can do a quick 15-minute like review. All right, next, hopefully that answers. Also, do you have a Facebook group I can join, Chitty? I don't have a Facebook group yet. I'm not very good at that. Here's why. I'm just going to break it down real fast. I have been told that maybe I should have a Facebook group, but what I've noticed with some of my competitors, and not that it's bad, and even some of the groups like that I'm part of, like social marketing and social media marketing, and other groups that I'm a part of and paid that I've paid for, like webinars and classes for myself. I've noticed that their Facebook groups, it's like the students are helping other students, and just like my webinars, I can't, like, I like to put my personal help into what I'm doing. So I don't like to have the students helping students. I kind of want to be available to you guys all the time. So I don't know, maybe I'll start one, but I don't want it to be where students always have to answer students. I want to be available to the Facebook community, but I am thinking about it. I just haven't really gotten there yet. Because like I said, I don't like it when I'm paying for something and I ask the teacher a question and the teacher doesn't answer, but he's like, oh, don't worry, the students can answer. And I'm like, but I swear I paid for you. And I feel kind of cheated like that, and I don't want to do that for anybody else. All right, cool. I think that's the end of the questioning, and I think I went over my half-hour mark. So with all that said, guys, I hope I was a little bit helpful with any kind of questions that you had, and kind of about my topic about client consultation. I think the most important thing about client consultation is confidence. And the only way you're going to get confidence is knowing what you're selling, and you're selling your services, and practice. You have to practice, just like singers practice. They can't say the notes in their head and then just jump on stage. We actually have to practice. So practice with friends, family, small business owners that your friend down the block that owns the, shoe shine shop, or just something. Practice, practice, practice. And that's all. So if you're interested in more information or you just want to chat, definitely always hit me up on that email I've been chatting about, hello@bookkeeperbootcamp.com, and I will be putting out an actual video to this tomorrow about this topic, so that way you guys can not have to go back through like a half-hour video. But I like to do these live so that you guys can ask me real live questions, and I can answer them as we go. So cheers, happy Wednesday, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. How do I end this? I never know how to end this, Jesus. All right, here we go. Now, bye. Cheers, guys.